Hey, welcome to the Nika Said podcast. And if you're new here, I'm Nika Williams, a planner girl, mom to an 8-year-old husband, and a die-hard Atlanta Falcons fan. At the end of 2016, I was happily fired from Amazon, which jumped off this online journey. After signing 2 clients within 10 days and booking out my services as a virtual assistant, I was thrown as the Facebook queen and Coach Nika was born. All that to say, I'm a virtual assistant and a VA coach helping women realize they don't have to choose between work and their family. You can have both. And if you're looking for financial freedom while also having family focus, this is the podcast for you. You'll learn how to grow a business that fits into your personal life and not the other way around. This episode topic speaks to exactly where I'm at in my coaching business right now. Your girl has been gone for months, juggling 2 kids, a bunch of traveling, and still working with services clients. But every year around this time, I have the calling to dive back into my coaching business. I don't know if it's like back to school season, and with both kids being in school this year, I have more time to focus on my goals, hobbies, interests, me. And if you're listening to this podcast, I know you can definitely relate. But if we want to keep this momentum going and confidently jump back into business after a super long break, then first we need to identify why we even took the break in the first place. And this is when the teacher goes, okay, class, pull out your pen and paper. But you know me, it's time to pull out your journal because it's reflection time. So for me, I feel like we're going from having 1 kid in school full time to getting pregnant, having my daughter in the middle of a pandemic, while still running my virtual assistant services business full time of that. I just became burnt out and overwhelmed with my business, and like serving coaching clients on top of all that was way too much. So I knew that was the first thing that had to go. So I need you to do the same thing. Identify why you even took the break. Because if we want to stop the pattern of starting and stopping, trying to grow your virtual assistant business, we have to know why you're doing it. This will also help you work through these time constraints, mental blocks, whatever it is, so you can consistently put the time, effort, work, etc. in to get the results you actually want. By identifying what made me take the long break, I was able to identify things I could put into place to stop that from happening again. For example, time is my biggest reason, excuse, to why I can never consistently grow my coaching business. But hey, we all make time for whatever it is we truly want. So really, I didn't want my coaching business as much as I said I did. Because baby, the amount of time I had every day did not stop me from social events, traveling, missing a TV show. So I asked myself, how could I make my coaching business a priority while also investing as little time as possible, especially in the beginning? Routines and systems around that actually move the needle. Number 1 most important thing in any services-based business is clients. So how could I get in front of my ideal clients in the least amount of time? Content and pitching. Once I identified these are the 2 things I really needed to focus on weekly, I was able to schedule this around the things that were already going on in my life. Okay, now it's time to pull out your handy dandy planner. I don't care if you're a paper girl or you're an electronic girl, you need to be tracking your time and your tasks, especially in the beginning when you're starting your business or pivoting to scale your business. You're setting a new routine and you need to be consistent for it to actually work. When you sit down at your desk, especially when time is limited, you need to already have the plan so you spend less time wandering around, being distracted, working on things that don't actually move the needle. So this was the commitment to time that I needed to do to create content and to pitch. Within the time I actually had to create content and pitch. So you need to look at what you have available, not what you see other business owners doing. Because if you try to make your schedule based off of what someone else is doing, you're going to fail every time. I remember talking to my sister about starting her business, and she asked me what was my business schedule. And I told her, of course. She tried to work as many hours on the same set schedule that I did in my business until she just gave up because it didn't work for her. She has a full-time job. I don't. So, of course, I have a full week to pursue any goals at any time without being tied to someone's schedule or someone's job. So, don't get caught up in the influencers' lifestyles and schedules. You have to do what fits you. And this leads me into my last point of like maintaining a motivating mindset that keeps you plugging away at the thing you really want, a profitable virtual assistant services business. With a lot of things, doubt and fear can sneak in if we don't see the progress we want, especially in a time frame we have made up in our mind, which definitely can be the leading cause to inconsistency, which is why daily I make it a point to get my mind right before I jump into my business. When you're working on growing your business, the reward has to be in the progress, in the consistency of checking off tasks that keep you getting closer and closer to hitting your goals. Yes, financial growth and goals are huge and something that should be celebrated. But in the beginning, the confetti has to be thrown after a week of simply not giving up, for simply putting yourself out there time and time again. Yes, I set money goals, don't get me wrong, but my weekly focus is to send 30 pictures. I make it a routine to send 6 to 7 pictures per day. I celebrate that I stick to my word to myself. Celebrate it because I'm doing something that lights me up and will also make me money very soon if I just stick with it. I say all of that to say this: I'm right there with you. No matter if you haven't ever signed a client or you just raised your rates and you're starting to sign high ticket clients, or you sign so many clients that you feel it's time to start the agency. The inner work that we need to do to get there is all the same. Make the decision that this is what you want. Take the first step with unwavering faith and trust and believe that this is something you can truly have. I have to say, I'm just happy to be back to share my message with all of the girlies out there that truly know that they want more and they are ready to do the work to get everything you deserve. If this resonated with you in any way, pop over to Instagram and shoot me a DM at Coach Nika and let me know what you're doing today to set yourself up for to win forever. I love you guys, and until next time, let's keep working, babe. Thank you so much for joining me today, and make sure you check back next week for another amazing episode with actionable tips to grow your online business. In the meantime, leave a review and let me know your thoughts on today's episode. And if you want to see what I'm up to, check out my Instagram page at Coach Nika. Come hang out with other women on the same journey in the private free Facebook group, the Virtual Assistant Club. And remember, every day you're one step closer to the dream life you want. Keep going, girlfriend.